My name is Anika. I met Anil 3 years ago in an old age home. That place smelled of medicine, old books, and warm rice. We both went there as volunteers, not knowing our lives would change. Anil was not silent or lost in those days. He was energetic, smiling, and full of life. He used to sit with the old people and listen to their stories for hours. His laughter filled the empty corridors. I first noticed him when he was fixing a broken wheelchair. His hands were strong, and his voice was gentle. He spoke to everyone with respect, even the most difficult residents. There was one old man named Krishnamurthy. He had weak lungs but a sharp mind. Anil spent most of his time with him. One evening, the oxygen machine stopped working suddenly. Anil acted fast and carried the old man outside for fresh air. In that rush, a heavy metal shelf fell. The old man pushed Anil away just in time. The shelf hit the old man instead. Anil survived because of him. Krishnamurthy passed away a few weeks later. Before he died, he held Anil's hand and said, "Live fully, protect the people you love." That day, I saw tears in Anil's eyes for the first time. He looked at me and said, "Life can change in 1 second." From that moment, something connected between us. We started working together more often. We distributed food, read books to the elders, and painted the walls together. Slowly, friendship turned into something deeper. Anil proposed to me under a small neem tree in the old age home garden. There were no decorations, no expensive ring, only sincerity in his eyes. After marriage, our life was simple but joyful. He cooked sometimes and made a mess in the kitchen. He hugged me from behind while I was washing dishes. He was active, playful, and close to me. Every Sunday, we still visited the old age home together. It felt like our love started there and stayed there. Our house was not very big, but it was warm. Sunlight entered through the east window every morning. Anil used to wake me up with tea and soft kisses on my forehead. Then one day, a new person entered our life. It was a bright afternoon when she came. A young woman in a simple blue salwar stood at our gate. Her eyes looked tired but strong. She said her name was Naina. She asked for work quietly, without much explanation. There was something royal in her posture. When Anil came to the door, everything changed. Naina froze for a second. Her breathing became heavy. Anil looked at her normally at first, then his smile faded slightly. Something unreadable passed through his face. He did not say anything strange, but his eyes stayed on her a second longer than needed. I ignored it at first. Maybe it was just curiosity. But small moments started building into silent questions. Naina worked carefully and avoided too much conversation. But whenever Anil entered the room, her body became tense. Her fingers trembled slightly. Anil also began behaving differently. He was still loving with me, still caring. But sometimes he went quiet when Naina passed by. One evening, while we were cooking together, Anil dropped a spoon. The sound startled him more than it should have. He held his head for a second. Then he smiled and said, "I don't know why sudden sounds feel strange sometimes." I felt a small chill inside. Naina once served tea and their fingers touched. Both of them pulled back quickly. It looked like a silent electric shock. At night, Anil still held me close. But sometimes he woke up sweating from dreams he could not explain. He would say, "I see flashes of a road and bright lights." Then he would shake his head and say it was nothing. I began watching Naina more carefully. She often stood near the gate looking toward the main road, as if waiting for something. One evening, I followed her quietly. She walked far beyond our town. She stopped in front of a large palace gate. Guards opened it and bowed. My breath stopped. I learned later that she was the only daughter of that palace. Her mother had died years ago. Her father was paralyzed and unable to speak clearly. The palace was controlled by her uncle Viraj. People feared him. They whispered about his hunger for power. I returned home confused and shaken. I did not tell Anil anything. I wanted proof before breaking my own heart. Days passed, and Anil became more confused around Naina. He sometimes stared at her as if trying to remember something. One night, I heard Nana crying softly in her room. She whispered on the phone, He's alive. I found him." My heart felt heavy, but Anil still acted unaware. I decided to visit the local police station quietly. I mentioned the palace name and saw tension in the officer's eyes. He told me about an old accident case involving the palace. A young man had survived but disappeared. The case was closed quickly due to pressure. The officer said, "Powerful people can hide truth." Meanwhile, Uncle Viraj appeared at our house one day. He wore a dark suit and fake smile. He looked directly at Anil and said, "Some people escape death once, but not twice, bet not twice." Anil looked confused. That night, Anil felt intense headaches. He saw flashes of rain and broken glass, but he could not understand them. A few days later, he found old hospital documents hidden in a storage box. The papers spoke of head trauma and memory disturbance. He looked at me with trembling hands. He said he remembered waking up in a hospital years ago without clear memory of his past. He said I was the first person who spoke to him when he was confused. That was how we met again, after the old age home days. Slowly, the truth unfolded. Nana revealed that Anil was once secretly married to her. Her father trusted him and planned to give him legal control of the palace property. Uncle Viraj planned an accident to remove him. Anil survived but lost parts of his memory. He wandered, confused, until fate brought him back to the old age home where I met him again. Naina searched for him for years. When she finally traced him to our town, she joined as a maid to stay close and protect him. With hospital papers and police support, the case reopened. The officer gathered old evidence and witness statements. Uncle Viraj was arrested for attempted murder and property fraud. The palace property was legally restored to Nana and her father. Peace slowly returned. The tension left our house. Anil stood in our living room one morning, sunlight falling on his face. He looked at me with love and at Nana with unfinished past. His heart now carried two histories. His present belonged to me. His past belonged to her. Love, gratitude, loyalty, and responsibility stood together in silence. And now only one question remained in the air. Who should Anil choose?